I'd like to call the, let's see where we are. The Highway and Building Committee meeting for Thursday, July 15th, 2021 to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Carrico?
Present.
Mr. Kinzinger?
Present.
Mr. Hess?
Present.
Mr. Tholen? Ms. Weber?
Present.
Mr. Featherling?
Present.
Mr. Long?
Present.
Mr. Dunnell? Mr. Hunter? Ms. Bryan? Mr. Collins? Ms. Hudson?
Present.
Mr. Kenneth Smith?
Present.
Mr. Alexander Hildebrand?
Present.
Mr. Wheeler? Mr. Searoy?
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. I have no public comment that I'm aware. Are there any public comments for this morning? Hearing none, we'll go to the approval of the minutes for June 10th, 2021. Mr. Hunter, seconded by Mr. Hess. All those in favor of approving those minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Mr. Rogers, the highway.
Okay. I have no bidding and letting this morning. I do have over $1 million in pay estimates here to approve this morning, so we'll get right to it. First one is for Kankakee County's 2020 General Maintenance Supplement 2. This is payable to AC Pavement Striping. This is for the Cape Seal work that was done in the village of Bonfield, and that is $81,257.49. Next is for Kankakee County 2021 General Maintenance Supplement 3. This is payable to Grashlow Construction Company. This is for oil and chip work that's been done in the county, and that amount is $52,956.93. Next is for the county's 2021 general maintenance. This is a pay estimate to Metal Culverts. This is for culverts that we picked up for some road projects that we were doing, and that amount is $3,708.90. Next is for Kankakee County's 2021 General Maintenance Supplement 2. This is payable to Porter Brothers Construction. This is for the pulverization that's being done on Gertine east of St. Anne, and that amount is $25,493.73. Next is for Kankakee County General Maintenance for 2021. This is payable to VCNA Prairie Materials. This is for road mix picked up at the quarry with our trucks, and that amount is $656.14. Next is Kankakee County General Maintenance for 2021. This is pay estimate is to Vulcan Construction Materials. This is for road mix and chips picked up at the quarry with our trucks, and that amount is $3,584.44. Next is Aroma Township for their 2020 general maintenance. This is payable to AC Pavement Striping. This is for oil and chip and Cape Seal work done in the township, and that amount is $52,937.76. Next is for Aroma Township Road District for their 2021 general maintenance, and this is payable to AC Pavement Striping for oil and chip and Cape Seal work that's been done in the township, and that amount is $49,547.43. Next is St. Anne Road District for their 2020 general maintenance, and this is payable to AC Pavement Striping for oil and chip and Cape Seal work that was done in the township. That amount is $24,431.75. Next is Sumner Road District for their 2020 general maintenance. This is payable to AC Pavement Striping. This is for oil and chip and Cape Seal work done in the township, and that amount is $64,289.59. Next is Yellowhead Township Road District for their 2020 general maintenance. This is payable to AC Pavement Striping for oil and chip and Cape Seal work that was done in the township, and that amount is $151,724.00. Next is Yellowhead Township for their 2021 general maintenance payable to AC Pavement Striping. This is for oil and chip work done in the township, and that amount is $98,578.99. Next is Limestone Township Road District for their 2021 general maintenance. This is payable to Grasso Construction Company for oil and chip work done in the township, and that amount is $177,161.86. Next is Pilot Road District for their 2021 general maintenance. This is payable to Grasso Construction Company, and that amount is $232,056.80. Next is Pembroke Township for their 2021 general maintenance supplement 1. This is payable to the Pembroke Township Road District Treasurer. This is for equipment rental, and that amount is $1,030.17. Next is Salina Road District for their 2021 general maintenance. This is pay estimates to the Salina Township Road District Treasurer for equipment rental, and that amount is $38,040.89. Next is Otto Township Road District for section 21-10137-00-SC. This is for construction of a new bituminous surface treatment pavement, and that amount is $62,677.28. Next is Momence Township Road District for their 2021 general maintenance. This is payable to Vulcan Construction Materials for road mix picked up at the quarry with their trucks, and that amount is $2,565.24. Next is Otto Township Road District for their 2021 general maintenance. This is for road mix payable to Vulcan Construction Materials. This is for road mix picked up at the quarry with their trucks, and that amount is $631.07. Next is for a county bridge 18-00305-00-BR non-MFT. This is for payable to Toby's Construction and Cartage. This is for the bridge on County Highway 6 west of Bonfield, and that amount is $98,100.
198.
No, that's not it.
We have
There's a page 2.
yeah.
Oh, we've already.
Yeah, there's a page 2.
We looked at the.
Yeah, the bottom one there, yeah, I'm sorry, yeah. And that amount is $98,161.45.
Mr. Chairman, quick question about the Bowie's construction. On the Gopher Dam, you have location 1 and 2. If you had one bridge, you had, is that
Per side, yeah.
or did you have to go?
Yeah, because there's piers on this bridge.
Turn the mic towards you.
So there, you had to have 2 different
Yes.
dams?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead.
And the last pay estimate is Janier Township Road District for a bridge 18-04128-00-BR. This is payable to Toby's Construction and Cartage. This is for the bridge that is completed, but this is not a final pay estimate yet, but that amount is $75,018.46.
Are you finished?
I'm finished.
Are there any questions regarding any of these payables? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion. Mr. Long, a second.
A motion.
Go ahead.
Combine and approve.
Thank you, Mr. Long. Combine and approve. We have a motion on the floor, a second. Mr. Featherling, seconds. I got a second. You want a third? Okay. This will require a roll call, please.
Aye. Mr. Kinzinger?
Aye.
Mr. Hess?
Aye.
Ms. Weber? Aye. Mr. Featherling? Mr. Long?
Aye.
Mr. Hunter?
Chairman gets an A minus. I'll put that.
Ms. Hudson?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Alexander? Mr. Seroy? Motion carries.
Thank you. You have something else for us?
I do have a resolution this morning. This is a resolution authorizing the county board chairman to sign the road use agreement between the county of Kankakee and Recon Corporation. This is for a solar farm on County Highway 30. That's 2250 West Road up in Rockville Township. The road use agreement is required in order for them to get their building permit, since it went through a special use permit. This is the standard road use agreement that I created for the first one that we had on Vandercar Road. Same exact agreement. There were no changes made to it. The state's attorney reviewed the first one, so all there was name changes and location changes in this document.
Mr. Featherling,
Mark, who enforces the solar farms, speaking of the solar farms, who enforces the ground keeping and then making sure that the landscaping gets done on those? Would that be Delbert?
It is not the highway
Okay,
department.
well, I didn't know, because
Yeah.
the roads, they abut the county road, so I didn't know if,
Yeah.
you know, the culvert and all that stuff is in the road.
Only in the roadway. We maintain the ditches and all that
Okay.
stuff.
Right.
So
that has
and once
nothing-
the entrance is installed, it becomes ours.
Okay.
So yeah, anything in the public right of way is ours.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
are there any other questions regarding this? Mr. Hess, what number are you? Just a second. Go ahead, Mr. Hess.
I make a motion to approve.
There's a motion on the floor to approve, a second by Ms. Hudson. I do not know if this requires, yeah, it does require a roll call vote, please. Are there any questions? We have a motion and a second on the floor. What number are you down there? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mark, so you brought up Vanderkar, and it appears to me, and I'm no expert by any means, that they put the utility poles in the ditch on Vanderkar and not in the right of way. I mean, how do we correct those kind of mistakes after something like that has been done?
That was a ComEd issue. That wasn't the solar farm, and we are getting that fixed with ComEd.
Okay, so ComEd would have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. In looking at it, it was the only place they could put them with the existing poles, but after I'm like, ooh, that's not in a very good spot for
No.
ditch maintenance. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions regarding this motion on the floor? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Carrico?
Aye.
Mr. Kinzinger?
Aye.
Mr. Hess?
Aye.
Ms. Weber? Aye. Mr. Beverly?
Aye.
Mr. Long?
Aye.
Mr. Hunter?
Aye.
Ms. Hudson? Aye. Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Alexander?
Aye.
Mr. Seawright?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
I have nothing else.
Thank you.
All right.
Mr. Andrews, it's time to shine.
Yeah. I see it, man.
Morning. All right, good morning, everyone. First on the agenda is the facility report for the month of June. We had 148 work orders in the system, so pretty typical month from that aspect. Excuse me. Next on the agenda is a financial report. Pretty typical report here. We've been consistently running ahead of where we were at this time last year. Obviously, the custodian expense is something we talk about at every meeting, so that's $67,000 ahead of where we were at this point last year. Building maintenance and improvements were roughly $30,000 ahead of where we were at this point last year, and you know, we've had a lot of expenses, and I got a lot to go over here in my report today. Maintenance contracts, 56,200, we're ahead there as well, and that's a coding issue. I apologize, I forgot about it. We discussed it at last month's meeting. There was some repairs to an air handler here at the building that were to be covered under our insurance claim, and then when I was reviewing my expenses last month, I noticed that something was incorrectly coded to that line item, and I believe it was about $15,000 to $16,000, so I'll have to get that rectified with Steve. But that's primarily the overage in that line item. Happy to report 56,850 miscellaneous supplies. We're actually below where we were at this point last year, but not enough to make a dent into how much that we are over. But like we touched on at last month's meeting, there's just been a plethora of expenses this year with, you know, at the courthouse with our air handlers there. I've been fighting all summer long. JCDC, we talked about the fact that, you know, that is no longer a new building. You know, we are, you know, 16, 17, 18 years in, somewhere around that date, I believe. So a lot of the systems we're having issues with, a lot of air handler issues, a lot of kitchen issues, you know, oven issues, warming cabinets, cooling cabinet doors falling off. It's literally been one thing after the next. Shower issues, but I don't want to get into all of them because I got a lot of them in my building report that I'll go over with you here today. But if there's any questions on the financial report, I'm happy to take them.
Are there any questions?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Facility report, obviously the most pressing issue here for everybody in this room and myself, of course, is the elevator. We're still on track for what I believe will be the first week of August. They had told us that it might be the end of this month. I suppose it still may, but from my discussion with him last week, I think first week of August is probably a pretty good time frame. So I'll keep on top of Kone Elevator, who is the company that's performing the work, and then PSI was awarded the bid for the work by others that has to be performed in conjunction with Kone. So the two of them have been, communicating back and forth, and I'm hopeful that here soon we can get to work on that west elevator that's currently down. Tetro Painting, they were awarded, we went ahead and awarded them the bid. They were the lowest responsible bidder for the painting project here in this building on the west side as you come over the overpass, that side. So that'll be, the cracks will be patched, it'll be cleaned and then painted. So when you come over the overpass, that elevation is going to look a lot better here, hopefully within the next few weeks. Courthouse, we're nearing completion on basement plans. Been working extensively with Doug Bright. Ben Wilson has been a tremendous help in getting all the documents together, as well as the finance department. So that's all been submitted. We had to tweak the narrative a little bit to be a little more descriptive in a couple areas of the project, but Ben was very helpful with that. So thank you to Ben. So I've been working with, like I say, Doug to finalize some plans. I know the chairman met with the chief judge, I believe, yesterday to hammer out some more details. I believe the plan is just about finished, so I'll be glad when that's done and we can start moving forward. We've had some minor phone issues over there, nothing major. They've all been rectified. The place is clean and looks good. If anybody's been over there lately, hopefully you agree. The place is in, really good shape. And then, like I said, the air handler on the east side of the building, I continue to fight with. We've had contractors out. They've put fuses on it to try to determine when it trips, why it's tripping. Knock on wood, it's the last couple weeks, it's been working pretty good. But the temperature, it's going up and down. So the cooling portion of the system, it'll go from 56, 58 degrees, then it'll go up to 63 degrees, and then it'll go back down to 56 degrees, and it'll hold for a while, and they're just trying to figure out why it's doing that. So that's where we're at on that. Old jail in the annex, we've had a plethora of air compressor issues over there. The air compressor, for those of you that aren't familiar, controls the thermostats in the building. And we had a contractor come out. They installed a single phase motor. It should have been a 3-phase motor, so I've been fighting with them on that. It's just literally, and then they gave us we got a temporary unit. So the way it's set up, we have we have the main unit that serves the HVAC system, and then if that ever goes down, we have a temporary unit that we can plug in. Well, now the main unit is up and running, and the temp unit that we were just sold is broken. So we're working with the contractor that supplied the unit to us to supply it, new one to us under warranty, and I'm getting a little pushback. So working on that. Pipe leaks all over the place. Literally, we fix one, we spring another one somewhere else. So we're constantly chasing pipe leaks over there. Supply leaks, drain leaks, you name it. It's just about weekly. Waiting on a second bid. We've talked about the need for the upgrade of the HVAC system and CCTV and the nurses station. We've talked about that, I think, just about at every meeting. That system is, I believe, 20 plus years old, maybe more. It's unreliable, doesn't work well. So I've got one bid currently, waiting on another, and then hopefully next month's meeting we'll be able to figure out a game plan for that specific system, because that's separate from the rest of the system that cools the rest of the jail. JCDC has definitely been leading in repairs as of late, and like I said, a lot of it has to do with the kitchen. We've got warming cabinets in there. We have cooling cabinets in there. I guess you could call it a refrigerator, but it's right next to the warming cabinet, and the doors are shot. I mean, over years of opening and closing and probably getting slammed or something. I mean, just the doors are shot. So on the cooling cabinet, for instance, you know, summer months, it's humid. The seals on the doors don't work well, so you're dripping water all over the place on the cooling cabinet. The heating cabinet, same thing. The doors are shot. The doors are $2,500 a piece. So, I mean, anything I do, it seems like out there is $3,000 a pop. I mean, that's like the baseline. So, conveyor belt switch for our kitchen cleaning stations. We've had to replace that. We've had various gaskets that had to be replaced on that system. So that's just kind of that's page 1. Going on to page 2, shower components are bad is something else. You know, they're just old components, and when people are in the showers and they're constantly pushing the button, you know, over 15, 16, 17 years of that, stuff's gonna break. So we've been replacing shower components. The last dorm we did, I believe there were 6 showers in there, and the components cost $3,000 for the 6 showers to get those redone and done correctly. Now that's just one dorm. There's plenty of others that I'm sure down the road are going to have to be done. We're replacing a rusted door at the North Sally Port. I just purchased more shower doors as we continue to move away from shower curtains. The shower curtains are expensive and they're disposable, and the shower doors are much more efficient with regard to cost, and I believe corrections are going to help us out a little bit with the expense on that. We've had a lot of drain backups as of late. We've had some air conditioning issues. Currently dealing with issues with the key card reader out there. I'm working with Trent on on that issue. The UPS is going to be a big expense. That's something I've been working on. We discussed it last month's meeting. The UPS was shot. We currently have a rental in place right now. So the rental is in place. It's hooked up. So we're good. If anything were to happen right now, we wouldn't lose master control. And the issue, if you recall from last month's meeting, every time the generator would test, or every time we'd get a power surge or lose power even for 10 seconds, everything in master control would go down. Every computer, every TV screen, the internet, it was a giant pain. So that's since been fixed. And I've got 2 quotes for the replacement of the unit, and that unit looks to be replaced is looking like it's going to be just below $30,000 to get that thing replaced. So that's where we're at on that. So that concludes my facility report. If there's any questions, I'm happy to take them.
Let me ask you one. That's what I consider a negative report.
Sorry.
What have you got to say that's positive, that's going forward? Anything, or does it just look like it's?
Well, in my world, you know, it's every day is something. So I mean, as far as positive goes, I mean, like I said, the courthouse is in the best shape it's ever been in. The grounds around the courthouse are in absolutely perfect condition. You know, there's some other things that we have to do at the courthouse on the exterior, but for the most part, everything over there looks good. But it's old buildings, old equipment. So.
Good. Do you have something, Steve?
Yeah, I do. Well, it's a comprehensive report. So we can't say you didn't tell us.
Well, when I'm running over $100,000 ahead of where I was last year, I like to let you know.
Yeah, I hear you. But let me add a couple things, and one may not. I don't want to throw gasoline or kerosene on the fire. You mentioned that you met with the chairman, chief judge, and you discussed the basement and so forth, and you're doing real well with that. Mm-hmm. An ancillary issue, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot. Was there any discussion regarding who shall occupy the basement?
Well, the chairman and the chief judge met yesterday, and I wasn't in that meeting.
Okay. I posed a question to you once before, but you know, as you mentioned, Jerome Combs is not a new facility, and everything has a certain longevity, and it seems like stuff is happening all at once. And I posed a question to you regarding preventive maintenance program, mm-hmm. And I don't know if that would help, because it would maybe stagger some of the improvements or the rectify some of the breakdowns.
For sure.
And so forth. Is that a possibility? That's a hell of a task to do it, though.
So we have preventative maintenance on our generators. We've got 3 of them out there, and we're on agreement with Cummins, and they come semi-annually and do preventative maintenance on our generators. Past that, we have preventative maintenance contract with Johnson Controls for our HVAC system, and that's not the that's not the physical unit, that's the software system that controls all of the units. So they come in periodically, I believe once a quarter, and they go through the software system and they update it and they make sure we've got the current all the current software. Past that, we really don't do any other preventative maintenance. I mean, most of my preventive maintenance needs, I would say, would probably be on the plumbing side, having somebody come in periodically and, if it's even once a quarter, and addressing a lot of our plumbing issues. Because right now we just address them when something breaks, we fix it. And that's kind of been my stance, just due to budget constraints, et cetera. But at some point, I'm sure you understand that, are you better off waiting until something breaks and fixing it, or are you better off trying to, like to your point, do something on a preventative maintenance schedule? Because there's going to be costs to each. So that's something that I would be in favor of. But due to expense reasons, we haven't done that in the past. Right.
The description you gave us regarding the kitchen, that's a travesty, it seems like, and it's no negligence or anything that you explained.
I don't think so. I think it's just 15 years of use.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that you adequately describe what was transpiring, and certain things fall apart after the use, and you explain that too. But thank you very much for an excellent report.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Wes, being the head of the department that has to fix everything that's broken, we can appreciate your the diligent job that you're doing and keeping things running. Walk in here and it feels comfortable. So it's nice to know that even this old building you've got working pretty good.
Lights are on and it's 71. So
that's right. So, but you did not mention your power washing in your report. Did the power washing get completed, or are we?
We've decided to table that until possibly next year, just due to the expenses that I've outlined here and other expenses that we're obviously going to have over at the courthouse. Between the chairman and I, we discussed it, and we felt that wasn't a good use of funds at this time. It certainly needs to be done. I mean, it's all aesthetics. We care about what our buildings look like, but just due to financial expenses that we're forecasting, we didn't think that was wise to go through with that right now.
Understood. Thank you, sir.
Are there any other comments for Mr. Andrews? Yes.
Did we vote on that here to get that done?
The power washing?
Yeah.
We voted to open the bids and to go with the lowest qualified bidder, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then shouldn't we have to vote to not do it?
Well, you tell me.
No?
We didn't accept anything, so you don't have to do that.
Yeah, you're on. Go ahead, Steve.
Go
What are you
on,
saying? You're on the mic, so you're
I'm sorry.
live.
Yeah, in order to support the action by Wes and the chairman, we authorized bids, but we didn't motion to accept.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think just because we have bids, I don't think we have to go with a bid.
Okay.
So,
Let's see. Hey, Carol, what number are you?
8.
I'm finding it. Oh, here we are. Go ahead.
Mr. Featherly made a motion to approve the lowest responsible bidder after review by Mr. Andrews. Second, 12-0.
right.
You guys are out over my pay grade at this point. Perhaps you could. I was not at that meeting, so I can't comment intelligently. Did you have just a second? Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just because we opened bids and accepted bids and maybe had a review by the department head, we still are not obligated to do the work. It's only if we have the money can we do the work. So unfortunately for the contractor that supplied the bid, he's out that job, but further down the road we might look back and have a number on him and be able to get him to do the job later on. But we're not obligated by any means to, by opening bids, we didn't sign any contracts.
Yeah, I hardly believe this is the first time we've had a bid opening and we've
Right, we've done
chosen
that
not to
before.
do the work.
Yeah.
So it'll get done. It's just not gonna happen right now from my discussions.
Are there any other comments regarding this issue or any other issue while Mr. Andrews is up here?
We good?
I think so, yeah. Don't, okay.
Don't go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Finished it. You can leave.
Am I dismissed?
Yes, you're dismissed.
Thank you.
Is there any old business to come before this group?
Yeah.
Question, is there any old business to come before this group? Any new business to come before this group? Any other business to come before this group? Mr. Carrico, in that this is your committee, do you have anything you want to add?
Not to add anything to the meeting, I just want to thank you for, covering it for me. I just came in, I just landed at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't think I was gonna make it today. So that's why I called you yesterday and asked for you to come in and preside the meeting. But after about 6 hours of a lot of hassle over there at the airport, I was able to get home. So
Very good.
just want to thank you for that.
Nothing else. I would entertain a motion, Mr. Hess.
I will make a motion, we adjourn the meeting.
Second to that? Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign.